If you're a coach, consultant, or course creator stuck under $100,000 a month, you might be missing out the one funnel that convert cold traffic without any pressure. And I'm talking about a simple webinar funnel. Now, you might have heard about webinars like previously as well all the time, but let me tell you specifically three reasons why it works before we get into the how and what. Okay, so the first reason is the leads that you are getting from cold paid advertising. I'm talking about those people who don't know you, who don't know about your product, who don't know about your business, whatever you are doing, right? They're cold damn strangers. Those people, and specifically 90% of them, are not just ready for a high pressure sales call. If you are just getting their number, calling them and trying to pitch them your services, be it a $900 product or $5,000-$10,000 high ticket program or something like that, they don't want to be sold upfront because they are cold audiences. They don't know you or about your product, so they want to learn about you and about your business at first. The second reason is we are now seeing calls funnels or video sales letter funnels, VSL funnels everywhere. Everyone is trying to push people to just make sure that they are qualified, book a call with their sales team, and then jump on a high pressure sales call. They have seen the audiences that you are targeting, they have seen the same format hundreds of times, so now they are becoming numb to that specific format. And you can't just rely on VSL funnels like that. If everyone is doing the same thing all the time, the price to acquire a customer goes up because everyone is just fighting for the same customer, right? Nobody gets it, and the person who pays the most to acquire a customer ultimately gets the share, gets the market share. Another reason that I considered, which is very much important, is that whenever you are targeting cold audiences, whenever you are running ads, specifically meta ads on Facebook or Instagram, the market wants more value from you before they give you their credit card or before they commit to something. They want to see how you think, how you act, how you work, how your energy looks like before they become a buyer or before they actually put a trust level on what you are selling. So this is why a webinar is the perfect example. Webinar is a perfect filter for you. They have zero risk because most of the time it's free. Nobody's pressuring them at the end, right? And it's completely based on value. They see the value, they want to get either an implementation of that value or a next level of value. They buy the service, coaching, or course that you are selling. So it lets you educate, it lets you position, and it lets you close your leads without applying any force, because you ultimately want to hold the power to convert those leads into buyers. You don't want to be the one who is forcing them all the time. This is exactly how I've added over $100,000 cash collected in one of our clients' business in one of the most sophisticated and competitive saturated markets you could think of. This webinar funnel that I'm going to walk you through works no matter you are in the saturated space like trading, crypto, or you are in a very low level market where you are essentially speaking to people who don't even check their phones all the time because they are busy or physically they are involved in businesses. For example, if you are helping someone launch a cleaning business, it's a physical business, right? It requires a lot of energy. This funnel I'm going to walk you through, this will work in that specific market as well, right? Where people are not familiar with this kind of webinars and how people are selling these. And secondly, it will work even if you are working in saturated markets like crypto trading and coaching, those sort of services or programs, right? Now, since we have discussed the why, let's get into the how and how exactly this webinar funnel strategy works in 2025 and beyond. Essentially, what we want to focus on is automated webinars. Now, I know this might be a bit controversial for you, to everyone who is listening to me right now, but if you want to ultimately scale to $5,000 or $10,000 a day like we do, you cannot just rely on live webinars. And the reason being, live webinars do have a lot of conversion rate, I agree, but there's a certain cap or limit to how much you can do. If you are doing a live webinar every single day, there is no point in jumping on that webinar in the first place, right? So live webinars have to be exclusive. They have to be topic based, or every time that when you are doing a live webinar, it has to be something new for the audience, right? And that works for warm audiences very well. Yes, it does convert cold audiences as well. You can even achieve 5% closing rate very easily on a cold audience for a live webinar. But the reason why we are targeting automated webinar is because we want the whole coaching business to run like a well-oiled machine without needing you, because there has to be someone, a presenter, a salesman who is jumping on, who is doing the presentation and selling them live, right? And you can't be that person all the time. If you are that person, you are a commoditized business. You are not running a business, you are just doing a very good job, very high paying job if you are just doing live webinars like that all the time, right? So this is why we consider automated webinar. Now the question you might have is, how are we doing? How often are we doing these live webinars? So I'll tell you that if you are running ads on Meta, essentially Facebook and Instagram, the just-in-time webinars would work. Just-in-time webinars are the ones who are live or going live every 15 minutes. So every hour you would have 4 webinars running. If I see an ad of your webinar at 9:45 a.m., it will show me that the next live webinar is happening at 10 a.m. If I see your webinar at 10 a.m. or 10:03 a.m., then I will see that your next webinar is at 10:15 a.m. Eastern time or whatever, right? This is an example of how just-in-time webinar work. Just-in-time works very well on cold audiences, like they are coming from Meta or stuff like that, because they have the maximum show rate. But you miss the frequency, you miss the opportunity of nurturing them before the webinar so that the closing rate gets high. So this is why what we are using is ultimately YouTube ads, Google ads. On YouTube, we are seeing best results with a webinar within 24 hours. So let's say if we are doing a webinar every single day at 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 4 p.m., something like that, that works very well with YouTube ads, with Google ads. But if you are running Facebook ads, essentially Meta ads, you would have to do it the just-in-time way, because these are some of the stats that we have achieved after spending hundreds of thousands of dollars in advertising cost, okay? So this is why webinars should be automated, and why it should be, where it should be just in time, or where it should be a session, a live automated webinar within 24 hours, essentially. And the ticket price that you have to keep is, it should be between $997 to $1997, and it has to be a do-it-yourself program. If you are overselling yourself with a done-for-you thing or a done with you thing, this is not going to work out very well for you. The reason why you have to keep it do it yourself sort of a program, like something that you make one time and you could sell it 1,000, 1,000,000 times, is because you don't want to rely just on this upfront revenue or cash, or this front-end cash that you are generating, $997 to $1997. The reason why you are selling $997 or $1997 program is because you want to ascend them or upsell them to a high ticket program the moment they buy this one. So this is the primary reason. And if you are thinking about doing it something like $797 or $497, I would just recommend you upscale it to $997. Or if you have something like $1,500, just increase it to $1997. These are the two brackets that are working very well right now, and it will continue to run at least for another 5 to 10 years, depending on how saturated and how sophisticated your market is. This works for you if you could do it once a day, and I'll give you the timing as well. If you are considering, let's say, YouTube ads, you want to do it every single day, select evening or night times in summer, and avoid weekends at any cost. You are going to have horrible show rates if you are doing live or automated webinars during summers on weekends. You never have to do that, because people are so busy, they are out of their homes. But in winter, they are inside of their homes, so they can easily attend webinars and look at their screens, right? I'm talking about general audiences here, people who would be willing to invest $997 to $1997. I'm not talking about those rich buyers or those rich audiences, people who can pay you a lot more money on a webinar. That's a totally different topic right now, okay? Once a day would work perfect for you. Even if you want to try it with Meta, you can, but just stick to this timing. If you're doing in summer, select between 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., right, as your webinar time. And if you are doing it in winters, I would recommend you do it in afternoons or evenings. Like you could do 1 p.m. or you could do even 11 a.m. works very well. So with some of our clients, we are seeing a very good ratio with 11 a.m. webinars because uh, especially during the weekdays, the working days, because people, let's say if someone just landed in their office, they have their laptop open, so they could pretty much watch it at about 11 a.m. It's a very good time. And then do not extend it after 4 p.m. if you're doing it in winters. Do not go above 4 p.m. as your webinar time for a everyday basis. Okay. What you have to do is you have to use WhatsApp, SMS, and emails to build out the entire pre-webinar nurturing sequence in Go High Level. If you need more help about that, I have a free checklist for you. It's a 14-point checklist that will give you everything you need. This is the checklist. I'll put the link down below. You could go check it out. Once you have your WhatsApp, SMS, and emails, I don't want you to just say, hey, congratulations for registering. Hey, 1 hour left. Hey, it's live now. No, you have to essentially send between 5 to 10 SMS messages, WhatsApp messages, and 10 to 15 emails on the same day when the webinar is happening or between the last 3 days. Okay. If you are not doing it this way, you will see horrible show rates no matter what the time is. You have to do what the market is not willing to if you want to see results what the market is not seeing. Okay. Just avoid running a webinar with a call to action to book a call. If you're doing it this way on an automated webinar or even with live webinars, with this sort of ticket, this price point, it will never be worth it for you. Yes, if you are selling something above $5,000, do it. Do a webinar and at the end ask people to book a call. But if you are doing it below $5,000 as your ticket price, just don't do it. Just redirect all of them towards the checkout page ultimately. Okay. So this is how the webinar would be structured. So everyone who is buying your $997 or $1997 program, they will be automatically redirected to a book a call step. This is after they pay whatever the price point is, and the call would first welcome them, onboard them, and third upsell them towards your high ticket program. And if they don't have the money, what you could do is you could leverage any of the investment providers we have in especially America, like Affirm, Klarna, Afterpay, or whatever. Usually people have a good credit score. They won't have any problem giving you $5,000-$10,000 using credit or a line of loan, because you have to show them the value of the 5,000 program on that specific one-on-one call, right? We are not selling the high ticket program on webinars here. Okay, now this is what you do with the people who buy your program. For those who don't buy your program, they simply get dialed. You need a very solid team of closers or salespeople who would dial them. Essentially, I would suggest if you are running ads below $100 a day, just use 1 to 3 salespeople. Give them a very good basic plus commission. This is for your non-buying leads for the auto webinar offer. While they're getting dialed, while your salespeople are dialing those people who don't buy from the auto webinar, what you have to do is you need a do not buy sequence. This will also include emails, SMS, and WhatsApp messages. Okay. And if after 3 days of consistently pitching them the program post webinar, you need, of course, a sequence of emails, SMS, and WhatsApp messages post webinar, pre webinar as well. If they don't buy even after 3 days of dialing and emailing, WhatsApp, and SMS messages, what you simply do is you sell a downsell offer. You would price that downsell at least 1/3 cheaper than your main offer. So if let's say your main offer is $997, you would say primarily you would downsell them to $297, but you won't give them the actual sauce. For example, for $997, they're getting a course and live coaching, group coaching, okay, every week or every month for $997. For $297, you don't have to offer live group coaching. You could just offer the portal or the course or whatever, so they just do it himself, okay? So essentially what you are doing on the front end is you are just collecting cash with your $997 to essentially $1997 offer, which covers your paid advertising ad spend, one, and also makes you very well money, because here the goal is not to just fill your pocket with cash. The goal is here to acquire those buyer leads so that further you can upsell them to high ticket programs. You have to essentially upsell 60% of these customers into booked calls for your high ticket coaching programs, and you definitely need sales closes here as well to upsell them further, and you are recouping lost cash by implementing the downsell offer on the back end. Simple. People who buy from the auto webinar, they get booked call with your sales closers, and they get upsold on that call. Those who don't buy, they get through a dialing sequence, salesperson dialing them, plus a do not buy sequence with emails, SMS, and WhatsApp messages. And if they don't buy for 3 days continuously after the webinar, you just downsell them for 1/3 of your price. And that's how essentially what we are doing to make over $5,000 a day with webinars in very sophisticated markets as well, where the lead cost is not below $25-30, and in very easy markets as well, where the lead cost is not above $5. This is exactly what we are doing. If you want to implement this exact strategy completely done for you in your business, click the link below, the first link in the description, book a call with me or my team, and then we will see how we might be able to help you with your webinars.